I am Heidi Benjaminson, your host of Confidence Coaching, a podcast for mothers of teenagers who want to stay off the teenage emotional roller coaster. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Welcome to episode 113. Be here, not there. Another way of saying, let's learn how to be present. Okay, I hope your December 2021 is going well. Before I get into this episode, I'm posting a link in the show notes and on social media about a conference I'm speaking at in March 2022 in Maryland, the Possibilities Conference. It was supposed to be in 2021, and like everything else, it was pushed out a year. But y'all, it's going to be fantastic. Kirsten, the event coordinator, has put together this amazing event. It's going to be fantastic. She's bringing together amazing speakers, and I'm not just saying that because I am there, but to help us all level up, get tools to tap into what is possible for all of us. Now take a look, and I highly encourage you to sign up. It's going to be fun to see a lot of you in person. Okay, today's episode is one we all need in the holiday season. In the rushing that seems to permeate our lives at this time, sometimes I hate when people say, oh, we need to be more present. I get it. I strive for it. I also need real tools to help me do it. So I've got several easy tools and questions you can use to quickly get your head and emotions into today, to enjoy and experience today. First, it helps for us to realize why it is so hard for us to do this. Frankly, it's hard because we are human, like really. Unlike the animals of the world, humans have a prefrontal cortex, which can do two things that other animals can't do. These two things make us more evolved, and these two things make it harder for us to enjoy the moment, to stay present. We're able to look into our past, and we're able to picture and create our future. And whenever we're doing one of these two mostly useful things, we're not present. So looking to our past is useful when we need to learn from an event, when we need to analyze and figure out why something happened, when we need to repeat or change something today and in the future. Remember, the events and our thoughts of the past don't make us feel anything today. Everything we feel from the past is coming from thoughts and stories we're repeating to ourselves today. So, as humans, it's great that we can remember memories of our past. It's great we can learn from mistakes and evolve. This is a hindrance to feeling peace and joy today when we overuse this skill and we maybe live in regret about past decisions. Maybe we haven't worked through the shame of things that happened to us in our past, or we can't process guilt of mistakes we've made. Mental rumination is one of the least useful mental exercises we can do as humans. It seems falsely useful, as if we can correct things from the past, but our lower brain thinks that we could actually change these things, and we cannot change anything in the past. We know we're living in the past when we feel regret for how our life has unfolded, when we wish things were different, when we compare what we have to what others have or what is missing. All of these emotions and exercises rob us of being present, of seeing what we have in front of us and making better choices for how we want to live today. I always tell my clients, your past choices are not as important as the next choice you make and the choice of how to live right now. That is the choice that defines us. So the past robs the present from us. The future does the same if we let our brain marinate in thoughts that create worry, stress, anxiety. In many ways, it is a good quality that we can see, predict, create, plan for the future. I'm planning a trip for my family. It is useful. I can make lists, make plans, research events, and so on. It isn't useful if I sit paralyzed, worrying about how things out of my control, like weather, COVID, travel restrictions, how people in my family will act, and so on. Our brain thinks worrying about the future will solve some possible imaginary problem. But in the present, we have no problems. So planning is helpful. Worry is not helpful. Looking to the future is great when we visualize overcoming obstacles, reaching goals, improving. When we learn to change our thought patterns to create more hope and confidence, this is useful. But if we do these things at the expense of listening to a child tell us about their day, when we do this at the expense of resting, relaxing as needed, stopping to ask a neighbor how they are, at the expense of being present in today's choices, this is where we can get tripped up. Because the future is really compounded interest of the actions we make today. Dreamers usually stay dreamers unless they learn to also be action takers today. It can be tempting to daydream about the future if it helps us escape discomfort or negativity of today. And I'm the first to quickly want to escape my negativity of today. There is value, though, in staying present in all the emotions of today, because the negative emotions are teaching us something. If nothing other than they give us evidence that they won't kill us and we're capable of more than we think. Okay, so how do we stay present? How do we learn to slow down, to stop rushing, to have conversations, to live today and stop waiting to live tomorrow? I have 4 questions you can routinely ask yourself, and if you get in the practice of asking these daily, you'll become more present and enjoy and experience the world, your life with depth, and you'll find more meaning. And the meaning we find today can really impact the quality of decisions we make tomorrow. Okay, first, ask yourself, what am I rushing to? What is better when I arrive at this next place? What is better about being at the office versus driving there? What is better about finishing the dishes versus doing the dishes? What am I missing because I'm not present in the mundane, ordinary moments? I don't love laundry, any part of it. But why do I rush to have it done? Okay, I think a clean house is better. I like it put away. But when it's done, I'll find something else to do. Instead, now I try to put a show on my laptop. When I'm getting present with the laundry, I feel the fabrics. I look at the choices, my kids or husband or I making clothes. I smell the scent. I think about what each item means to us, how it was used. I give thanks for machines that do almost all of the work for me. Getting present with laundry allows me to access gratitude for my active body that can go to the gym, my children and how healthy and active they are, gratitude for the resources we have to buy these things. Folding their school uniforms gives me a chance to be thankful that they do wear uniforms. And every one of you out there with kids in uniforms, you know what I mean. And I'm thankful for their education, that we live in a country that values education. All of this coming from folding the laundry. We can do the same thing with other ordinary moments. Ask yourself, what is this evidence of? Dirty dishes are evidence of food to eat, of a family that ate together. Feel how the water feels on your hands. Notice how the plates and glasses feel. Get present with your current likes and dislikes of food. Maybe the likes and dislikes of those with you. Okay, so I gave you a lot of questions to ask in that first prompt to stop the rushing. Another set of questions to bring us back to the present is to ask what each of our 5 senses is experiencing at the moment. What are we smelling, touching? Right now, my laptop keyboard, as I type this, has flat and easily pressed keys, much different than the clunky keyboards of 20 years ago. Have you ever gone away for a few weeks from home and you return and you realize your house has a smell that you can automatically acknowledge? There are smells everywhere. There are sounds and sights everywhere, even in our seemingly boring and everyday lives. So in your mind, is feeling pulled to the past or the future, go through all 5 senses to anchor yourself. I remember going to Thailand and immediately realizing the outside sounds of birds and animals, they were just so different from my home sounds, which were just background noise to me. But really, I want to appreciate my everyday background noises. A few months ago, I celebrated my birthday in Aruba. I was so focused each day on really staying present, being present physically and emotionally. That was my present to myself. I was on the most gorgeous beach and I felt like I really felt the sand between my toes. I was very present with how the water in the ocean felt and the soft sand where the waves come to shore compared to the sand that I'm used to in North Carolina beaches. 2 beautiful and different experiences. I listened intently to the sounds of the rustling palm trees. I listened and was incredibly present with the people that I was with. I didn't take those people for granted. I said yes to the virgin pina colada on the beach because it was something I can do there and nobody's offering to bring me that back here at home. While I was on this trip, 2 people I know passed away. It was another reminder to me to enjoy every single day, to not think tomorrow is promised or will be better. Now, we're all rarely sitting on a beach. Going through the 5 senses is easy to do there, but practicing it everywhere, especially when you're swimming in worry and anxiety for the future, remember, is all about what if. The present is all about what is. Your 5 senses will bring you back to what is true. Pick out 5 things in your house that are your favorite color. Notice the edges of couches or tables or chairs. Start counting things that you can see if you're feeling unanchored. Counting will calm our nerves and it helps us refocus. Okay, so we're going to try to stop rushing. We're going to go through our 5 senses. Next, ask yourself a few times a day, what am I thinking about myself today? The degree that we can be aware of what we're thinking is the degree to which we can recenter and live in the present, in today. And what we think about ourselves today is what drives how we feel and how we act, or what we'll avoid doing today. It doesn't matter what others are thinking about us, and also, y'all, rarely they are even thinking about us. The quality of thoughts we have about ourselves, about our lives, this is what fuels the quality of our life experiences. So stop and ask yourself, what underlying ticker tape thoughts are going through my head right now? I just caught myself feeling defeated about a technology issue and thinking that I'm not technologically savvy. I saw that and I realized how unhelpful that thought is. I reminded myself I can figure anything out that I want to figure out. Stopping to get awareness of my thoughts and mindset helped me create a more productive day. Now, asking yourself what you think about yourself will bring up lots of insecurities, doubts. Just see them. They mean that you're human and messy. Write them down. Get them out of your head. Then decide if you want to put them back in your mind. As you take note of what you think about yourself, congratulate yourself for getting yourself here today, for evolving and making steps to get wherever you are. We hardly ever do this, and it's such a shame. We're so focused on improving and moving forward, we hardly ever tell ourselves thank you for getting ourselves right here, right now. I can still remember doing this and kind of how hard it was to stay present in joy, in appreciation for myself a few years ago. I was at my son Matthew's Boy Scout Eagle Court of Honor, the big event at the end of many, many years of hard work. Carter was already an Eagle Scout, and in his court of honor, in my mind, I didn't really soak up the moment. In Matthew's, I sat and I got so present in my body. I even wonder if my shoulders and body looked slumped because I just tried to be so relaxed. I zeroed in on Matthew, on what he was wearing, the words being said. I soaked up the pride I felt in him. I congratulated myself on supporting 2 sons through years and years and years of merit badges, campouts. I felt like scouting was learning a new language. I made myself look at my son and look at his amazingness. I wouldn't let my brain focus on what might be missing or how things could go better or any scarcity. I stayed so present and abundant. I can still remember where I sat in the room, how soon after I then went to being present with people who were there. But my capacity to be present and feel that joy, that gives me practice to do that when more of those moments come around. It fills my bucket also for when the present is showing me my flaws or the flaws and messiness of my family or anyone around me. I can see it all as this beautiful quilt of our life. Now, one last question to keep you present. I need to ask this more of my children. It's a question that brings out the best in them and it keeps me present. I ask my kids, what do I not know about today or about you that I should praise you for? Then they usually surprise me with sometimes small, sometimes big things that I don't see, but I want to acknowledge today. This lets their brain do the work to congratulate themselves for being who they are today. And I get to add to that praise, and I learn a little more about their present life. Y'all, it's easy to rush and wait for the future in any month of the year, not just the holiday season. This month is just the perfect month to practice stopping and seeing the magic around us, to create connections with others and with ourselves. Surround yourself with those living in the present. Waiting to live breeds impatience, worry, anxiety, frustration. Living, on the other hand, creates connection, calm, security, confidence, awareness, curiosity, and growth. Being present really is the present everyone wants this month. Okay, that's it for this week. If you would like personalized weekly private one-on-one coaching to manage your emotions and stay present, sign up for a consult call at HeidiBenjaminson.com. A confident mother is the greatest gift to her family, not a perfect mother. Our families want us to feel confident, anchored, and calm, and I can help you uncover this version of yourself. Have a great week.